Collective, when you are manifesting, it is so important to acknowledge areas that create resistance and self-sabotage. Sabotage can be, internal blockages, patterns, relationship dynamics, insecurities and limitations. These are all things to identify so you won't create sabotage when you're really gaining momentum on what you're wanting to create. So that's why I'm going to break this down with the tarot right now to help you guys maybe see a pattern of resistance when it comes to really mastering your manifestation efforts. Right now, your biggest block is the courage to keep going. Momentum towards your goals, to not give up, right? The Chariot's all about continuous movement, not stopping. It's very tempting to get distracted here and blocked and stopped, and people dangling things over here that get you off your path. And these things, it makes it easy to lose sight of your goal, and then you stop midway there. Because success is not always immediate. It's actually normal for it not to be, so that when you are on your path, you'll know it. But you may start doubting whether you're going to reach a specific goalpost. So don't forget the process and the consistency it takes to always stay on path. Have a plan. And a root cause of a pattern of sabotage could be the temptation to take shortcuts or make excuses to avoid the true path, allowing other people to or things to just distract you just when you're starting to gain traction. And sometimes from a spiritual point of view, it'll feel like this. It'll feel like you have like trickster spirits come in to just kind of tempt you away from your purpose. It's like, look over here, right? Maybe starting conflict, causing confusion, making you feel like you need to doubt or making you feel indecisive about where you're going. And this was, and that's why, it's so important to have a specific goal or path. These people that have goals and plans tend to see better results because they don't allow people, places, things, situations to just basically sabotage, disrupt the whole process. Because even a week of not being consistent with what you're trying to create can really kind of collapse the whole thing. It's not that you can't rebuild, it just makes it harder and harder to rebuild, right? When you're having these blockages unexpectedly show up. In life, you do have unexpected things. But if you're seeing a pattern of this is what I'm talking about, is patterns of allowing things to divert you away from what you're trying to do. And you have to be honest with yourself about whether or not you are ready to put in the work. You have to really want it, right? You have to be willing to do the work and tend to the details. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse is, you want something and you want quick results, but You know, sometimes manifestation and creation is kind of boring. It's like you're having to tend to the details. You're having to think everything through. People that end up having long-term abundance and stability, they understand that. So if you are consistent and willing to allow things to remain consistent and not allow excuses or things outside of yourself to distract you, you will start to see results here. And I think this is an important spiritual message, because I think there's a lot of things out there right now, especially with social media, that just kind of is time suckage, right? It's not helping you to build foundations for your work. And being on a spiritual path, many of you do resonate with this strong desire to create something, to manifest like a long-term legacy for yourself. So don't allow these things to sabotage you or create resistance. Because with the Chariot, some of you have blockages around being abundant. Resources, finances, money. Some of you need to manage your resources. And it's not just about being, wealthy. This is about using your time and resources wisely. Time is an abundant resource, or it's not an abundant resource, it's more of a limited resource. You really have to manage your time, your investments. Some of you are wanting to start businesses, and you're having to learn more about resources, finances, money. And there's a lot of, get rich quick schemes or investments that are bad investments, right? Seven of Swords Tower, they're a waste of time. Some of you have fallen for that before, like quick results, or even say in the areas of getting healthy. There's a lot of quick result oriented scams out there, right? It does prey on your money and your resources. It can be a real waste of time. So right now, snowflake is something delicate. You have to handle this carefully. When you're creating, it's something beautiful, it's unique, it's exquisite, it's detailed, it requires precision. It's a work of art. And you can't cut corners on the great work, your life work. Do you really want to? Some of you may want quick, fast, easy results, but just think of how much more beautiful it is when you take that time and you don't allow people to trick you into thinking that you have to settle on mediocre. Because there's a lot of mediocre out there, mediocrity. There's an abundance of that. But, when you put in the work, I'm also getting people may try to steal your ideas, so be very careful about who you share your process with, your creative ideas with. There are some people that will jump the gun and try to do it before you do. We all have a space. I do believe there's space in every aspect of creation to do your own thing, and you have your own unique way of doing it. But I do think people tend to steal work. They tend to steal great ideas. And that can be very disappointing. You may feel like you're having to start all over again. So Spirit wants to protect you. Be in the present moment. Being in the present moment is also about playfulness, sweet goodness, lift out of negativity, lightness, like enjoying the process. So not only are you doing the hard work and remaining consistent and not getting distracted, you're also meant to share and be playful and enjoy the process. Don't forget that part of it, because if it's really part of your path, you're going to enjoy what you're doing. People that enjoy what they're doing tend to see better results, because what do? They enjoy doing it. They're more consistent. So you need to find something that you really enjoy, that you're really passionate about. Those are the things that you need to invest in. And yeah, gaining knowledge. Some of you are going to be gaining more knowledge, education, unlocking mysteries. That's going to be part of your path. You're going to be doing something different, going deeper into unknown subjects, things that people maybe haven't really explored in detail before. Some of you are going to really resonate with that, like philosophy, knowledge, history, hidden mysteries, like being able to unlock those things. This is something that you really enjoy. And also just the process itself is revealing information to you. It's like you're learning. Every time you do the work, you're gaining more knowledge and expertise. You're increasing your knowledge and awareness. You're willing to dig deeper. You're willing to get more information. And there are going to be some sacrifices that you have to make, you know, especially if you're manifesting something from a spiritual soul level, like your soul work, your soul's mission, your soul's purpose. We're going to go a little deeper there, because I think that's so important, to do something that you really feel aligned with, something that helps other people. Yes, there's trickster energy and a bunch of useless information and content out there. But what is going to be your legacy? What do you want to leave behind into the collective? Something with substance, something that's actually solid and stable, something that stands the test of time. Wisdom and knowledge stand the test of time, right? Yeah. Yes, some of you are really anxious. You're anxious about your stability. That's where you may be restless, sabotaging. Also, not allowing unnecessary things to deplete you. I definitely sense that there's something in regards to lack, resources, wasted effort. Be sure that you're not allowing people to steal your energy, create worry. That's why I feel like in a lot of occult systems, they're always advising people to keep silent. And the wisdom to that is that when you tell people what you're doing, they can cause anxiety. They can maybe even unconsciously start to sabotage what you're doing, cause you to have doubts. And many of you need to remove things that are causing negativity and worry, stuff that deteriorates you, because if you're lacking energy, you're not going to be consistent. Things are unfolding. You are going to see growth, but you're going to have to overcome people, places, situations, anything that's distracting, unnecessary, frivolous information is what I'm getting. Misinformation, lies. Yeah, because you're on a quest. You're relocating. You know where you're going. You're finding your real tribe. And that takes a lot of work and sacrifice, because sometimes you're not going to always relate to certain people in your environment anymore as you ascend, as you awaken. Because we talk about manifestation and abundance and all this woo-woo language, but sometimes you don't see a lot of the process, how people actually do the work. That's why I wanted to do this reading. I think it's so important to break down the process for you to know where you're going, or to at least encourage you on your journey and your path. Because there's a lot of filth and decay. There's a lot of really low vibrational energy. I saw 2 mice today, by the way. That's a synchronicity. They were in the grain bin. So something deteriorating, something eating away at your resources. Some of you really need to pay attention to waste, unnecessary wasted spending and stuff. Because it's just going to create anxiety and worry. Rooted in composure, you remain coherent when others lose their footing. So you're remaining rooted. That's interesting. Other people are kind of crumbling because they're not creating things that stand the test of time. The Tower, it's ego-based. It's going to be maybe current or relevant in the moment, but it's not going to have longevity. That's something to consider. So other people might be losing their footing, and you're actually getting more grounded. The ability to stay calm within chaos is a quiet power that makes you a natural problem solver. You think rationally when it matters most. Finding paths around dead ends. It's time to stop undervaluing your steady mind and cool demeanor. It's a leadership trait, a survival skill, and a gift to those around you. So don't undervalue steady consistency, being composed, being grounded, not just kind of drifting in the wind, or in fads or viral moments. Having substance. People are lacking in substance right now. That's kind of a lost art. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's also a lot of just frivolous junk, right? It's just distractions. Let's see. Pardon the past. You've constructed a wall of stone, keeping you from being vulnerable and opening to fully to love. These rocks of resentment cause blockages, habitual holds that keep you from reaching greater heights. Yeah, you might need to consider when you forgive the past, it's not really about the people or things. It's more about removing a blockage, like not being resentful or holding on to things that don't work out. While it may seem justified, consider who withholding forgiveness actually hurts. You're not here to hold grudges. So take the necessary steps to move forward with your life. Yeah. Could be that you're needing to release old baggage. Like resentment keeps you from feeling worthy. It blocks your forward momentum when you're not feeling worthy. When you're holding on to past baggage, it can keep you from the vibration of feeling worthy and abundant. So that's interesting. Some of you, conviction, sorrow, you've been through a lot. And you've had to, it's created blockages in your work. Crone energy, ancient wisdom, endings, and deep knowing. You carry the wisdom of lifetimes within you. Now is the time to trust in the quiet voice of experience that whispers the truth. Yeah, you have knowledge that you're needing to share with the world. Truth. There's so much that you need to share, and the collective needs to share in that experience and wisdom and knowledge. Sharing knowledge is so important. And that's what I wanted to do with you in this reading. And I really hope this encourages you guys to start creating and to remove anything that stops you from creating and being on your path. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.